Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is going to be a folio, but it is going to also serve as a photo album where you can place 4x6 photos inside. So this is my base. I have this already pre-cut and scored. I'm just gonna go ahead and fold along the score lines. So this folio is gonna measure 5x7 by a half. That's going to be the width, or the thickness rather. So it's going to look like that. I'm going to go ahead and start my assembly process for the base. So this is going to be the closure. So I'm just going to fold along score lines. Okay. And then this is going to be a top flap that's going to hold all of my 4x6 photos in place. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attach these. So as you know, I like to place my glue on the exterior of the tab so that it can be applied inside of the folio. Okay, so I'm going to turn this way. And I'm gonna line up the edge of this, try to get it as straight as possible without any overlap, or very, very little overlap. Let's see here, hold on. Okay, this is also, again, why I like to use glue. You get a little bit of leeway with the placement. You can kind of reposition it if you need to. And excuse the camera shaking, I have it attached to my desk that I'm working on. Okay, so there is the closure. Then I'm gonna go ahead and apply the top flap. Again, I'm gonna apply my glue on the exterior of this tab. Like that, and turn this upside down. Now you want to try to get this as centered as possible because it is not going to fit all the way across evenly. So you're going to have a little bit of space on each side, here and here. So just try to make it so that it is even as possible, because this is going to actually be a closure to the photo box that we're going to put inside, and you want the top closure to align perfectly with the box that's going to sit here. Okay, get that nice and stuck. All right, now before we place our box, we have to lay our decorative panel inside. Now, in order to save paper, because this actually was a cut apart that I cut to use the pink side, and I actually enjoy using the cut apart, so I didn't want to use both of my sheets. So I went ahead and cut this with one of my cover-up pieces that's going to go here from the inside of this. So this is just going to show you how you can, if you are comfortable with it, saving paper by placing your images inside of the other, because this is going to be covered up. Okay, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean in just a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and get this glued down. This is going to be going on this side, so I'm going to place glue, and I made sure that there was enough space around the border down here so that I can place my glue. Just going to put a little bit there on this edge. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I mean in just a moment. So we're going to, again, try to get this as centered as possible without overlapping any score lines. Okay, get that nice and stuck all the way down to the edges. Comment below if you know another crafter here on YouTube that uses one of these foam folders and she says, get it nice and stuck. Comment her name below if you know who I'm referring to. I watched so many videos of hers in the past, but I'm starting to say that now. It's crazy. All right, so now that I have that down, I can go ahead and place this. So this is going to be a pocket for my 4x6. It measures 4.5 by about 5.5, just so that there is about an inch of height on the card, or I'm sorry, on the photos, and you'll be able to slide them out easily. So I'm just going to go ahead and score along the score lines. And I'm going to show you how we're going to place this. It's very easy, but you just have to try to make sure that it's aligned correctly. Also, before I place this, I am going to go ahead and glue down this decorative panel right here. It'd be a lot easier to do this when it's still able to be flattened out versus when it's in an upright position to hold cards. Okay. Also, if you want to add a magnet, you can. Ooh, I think I'm going to do that. So it'll be a magnet here, and then it'll be a magnet closure here. So I'm going to add a magnet here first. Okay, and I think I'm going to use 2 just for extra security. I'm going to place my magnets on this end so I know exactly where they need to fall here, to make sure that I don't place them too low and they end up not reaching this closure. So I'm going to place one here and one here. Perfect. So first I want to place this bottom tab and glue this down on the edge first, and then tuck in the sides and lay them flat. The reason I want to do this is because whenever you go to stick something inside of here, you don't want these to be tucked in. I'm sorry, you don't want the bottom part to be tucked in and it snag along the edges in here and not be able to go all the way down to the edge. So it's helpful for the insides to be down first so that this can kind of guide the photos smoothly all the way down to the bottom. So I'm going to add glue to the exterior tab. Okay. And try to line it up. I see my score lines, just make it as centered as possible and try to get it along the edges of that. So I'm kind of eyeballing it based off of where this line falls down here at the bottom. I think that's pretty straight. Okay. All right, so now this is gonna fold up and these are gonna go on the inside. I'm gonna try one at a time, just so I can make sure this is straight. And I can't hold both pieces down. All right, so I'm trying to get, ooh. There we go. Make this here. I'm gonna take this and press it down inside of there. Rotate it a little bit. There we go. Same thing with this side. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little glue. And it's also helpful to use or to glue in the longer tab first, which is this side, because you can more easily tuck this in. Try not to wipe off all of my glue. All right, so press this down and try to make sure it's straight. Flip it this way. So as you can see, this side is covered up completely by that. Nobody's really going to be looking all in there like, oh wait, it's something that has a hole in there. Even if they do, at least it matches, right? So now I can go ahead and place my magnets before I apply my decorative panel. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply my tape to the insides of these. Uh-oh. All right, so now I can press these down. Try to make sure that this angle is straight up and down so that it's not too far in or too far out. Just gonna try to use the edge of this to help me with that. And also try to make sure this is aligned. I'm gonna take this and kind of press it on the inside to get that tape to stick. Okay, here we go. So now we have our magnets in there. Nice. All right. Now I can go ahead and place my decorative panel. This might be a little bit of a challenge because, of course, you don't want to break the structure of the photo holder. Let's see. Putting a little extra glue in there because that dried glue is raised a little bit. And I want to make sure that it adheres. Just that. And our magnet closes. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this decorative panel on the inside of this side. Also, I like to make sure that my magnets still stick even with the decorative panels, because if this paper is really thick and you have lightweight magnets, it's a possibility that it won't stick. So keep that in mind whenever you're placing magnets. You may have to use 2 or 3 versus just 1. Or if you have really strong magnets, you can get away with possibly using 1 in the center. So it's completely up to you. Just pay attention to that when you are assembling your folio. Okay. Gonna place this down. Again, be careful. But there we go. There's that. I'm gonna flip this over and apply this panel to this side. Also keep in mind you can apply a lot of your panels before you assemble the base, but just be mindful of where those magnets are gonna go. You have to make sure they're aligned correctly. But do what's best for you, what's easiest to you. Okay. All right, I also cut these small strips to decorate the gusset a little bit on each side. I'm gonna go ahead and place these down in the center. Okay, there we go. Try to get that centered as well. All right, I'm gonna do this side. Then I am going to do the inside gusset on this side. As you can see, this back side had a lot of really cool cut aparts, but I still have another page, so I'll be able to use that as well on another project. Now, as I mentioned, this is going to be a photo folio, so it's going to hold a stack of 4 by 6 pictures. You don't have to use pictures. You can actually use this as a card box if you wanted to give someone a stack of 4 by 6 cards. You can use journal cards. You can put whatever you like that will fit in this size box. Again, this is the width of 4.5, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, you can use this for a lot of different things, but I'm going to use photos in this instance. And it is about a 1/2 inch thick. So these gussets are about a 1/2 inch. Go ahead and place this one. Make sure you're trying your best to keep this as straight as possible. All right, it's coming along. I'm gonna put my magnets here so I don't forget, but this is gonna close just like that. Your pictures are gonna fit right inside. That's so pretty. You can even cut like an extra flower and like just adhere it to the top part so that way when it closes it kind of overlaps. That'll be really, really pretty. Okay. Again, you want to do it on, or place your magnets first on the side that is shortest, so you do not put them in the wrong position to where it'll be too short to close correctly. Try to line it up as straight as you can, magnet to magnet. I'm gonna take 2 more. I got these magnets from Amazon. They aren't the strongest, but they are getting the job done. When I use 2, it pretty much stays versus using 1. All right. Actually, I'm gonna slide this down just a little bit. All right, close this, and again, you wanna try to make sure that it is as rectangle or square as possible. If you run into the instance of this being too long to where it's gonna stick out a little bit, you can trim this edge down a little bit, okay, just a little bit, which I'm gonna go ahead and do. I will be right back. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn this way and trim just a hair off, about 1/8 of an inch, not even that. Okay, so that now when I go to close this, it has a little bit of space, so it doesn't have to be too far sticking out and then this can't close correctly. So now this is at a complete right angle. All I need to do is close it and make sure this is straight, edge to edge, and try to gently mash it down so that the tape sticks. And it's on there, perfect. All right, now I can adhere my decorative panel. So I know these are gonna go here because I already placed the pink ones on the inside. So let's place these down. Now, I also would recommend adhering the panels to the exterior or the back side first before you place your photo holder inside, because of course I can't press down on that too hard because I don't want to smush that box on the inside. I can flip it over this way though. That's what I'm gonna do. This side and that side. Okay. There are those. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down. Okay. This here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and glue the pink on this side. Flatten that. So sorry for the shaking, guys, again. this side so I can get that nice and stuck. All right, then this one. It's gonna be pink. Yeah. So I don't want it to be too dark on the inside with the dark blue. Turn it this way so I can see. Ooh, okay. Watching out for those score lines and the borders. Make sure that it's even all the way around. This side is going to be this blue. Go ahead and place this down. Flip it over, press it down. All right, and the last panel, and we are done. It's gonna go right here. This one might be a little tricky because, again, that pocket. Let's see. I'm gonna try to put a little bit more glue here too. Pay attention to the direction of your paper as well. This one is kind of multi-directional. So I'm gonna open this a little bit. My bone folder down inside there to match a little bit as well. All right, guys, this is it. So this is going to be my beautiful card holder, photo album, whatever you want to use this for. It is pretty sturdy because we used that heavier cardstock for the base. The panel cardstock was actually pretty thick as well. So I'm actually going to place a nice sentiment here, and I'm going to place some photos inside of here, and that is that. This product is going to be listed for the template in the description below. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, and see you at the next one.